Hey YouTube, what's up? If you remember my last video, I'm still working on this Jonsered 2171. I'm doing a 372 big bore kit. That's 52 millimeter bore. So if you remember my last couple of videos, the only things I've actually done to this cylinder so far is take that bridge out and hog out these transfers. One of the things that I'm going to do to this one, because I'm in totally over my head and I'm just going to keep going, is this cylinder had like 63 thou squish with the piston setup that I had, and that wasn't acceptable to me. So what I did do was I grabbed a 272 piston, so big bore pop up, and a taller piston but shorter skirt. And now I've got a whole new set of problems. It fixed my squish issue, but now my intake duration is like 170 degrees. So what I'm going to do is JB weld this intake port and try and get my intake duration about 155 degrees of total duration. That's sort of what I'm shooting for. We'll see where I wind up and where I'm happy with everything. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is, now with that taller piston, my exhaust cracks at 110 degrees after top dead center. So I am going to raise my exhaust roof a little bit. I haven't totally decided. We're going to see where, again, I'm happy with my my shapes and everything. What I'm thinking about doing is trying to get 102 to 104 degree exhaust opening, because this saw, I plan on running a 28-inch bar on there, and I'm going to have the compression high, but I plan on trying to produce a ton of torque. I like revvy saws, but I really like torquey saws too, and with a 28-inch bar, I figure, why not try 102 to 104 degree exhaust opening and just see what it does, because like I said, this is my first time trying to port anything, and so I don't really know, other than anecdotal evidence from other people, what exactly everything is going to feel like once it's in my hand. The only ported saw I've ever ran was a Buddy's 500i, so I don't have a ton of frame of reference besides what I can create for myself as far as hands-on experience. So I guess I'm going to get to this. I'm going to start working on the intake first, and then move my way to the exhaust, I think, and just go from there. So sorry I can't film too much while I'm grinding, but I've only got one hand to hold a camera and the other to move stuff, so I don't think I'll do too great grinding without it. So I'll get back to you as soon as I get that done. Alright folks, it's going to be a little bit tough to see here. I'm going to try and get some light in here, but this is the second application of JB Weld I got going on here. The thing that I did different this time, I put some painter's tape right in the back there just to make sure that it doesn't get into the cylinder or touch anything like that. This is all pretty fresh, but I will try and show you the best I can. Got the tape in there. The other thing I did was, I won't say this is finished, but for the exhaust port here, I got it, got the numbers that I wanted, got it pretty well polished up. There's a little bit of finishing I want to do with some either emery boards for some of the stuff around the actual inside of the port, and maybe some polishing with some 1000 grit, just to get as much of a polish as I can. But that's what I got in there. I took a very conservative amount out. The way that this is timing now, I've got this set to about 105 degrees after top dead center. So what this should give me is somewhere right in between 102 and 104, because that was before I started all this polishing. So what I'm hoping to get is about 102 to 104 degrees after top dead center for my exhaust opening. As far as intake timing, I'm really going to be shooting for 154 degrees of total duration on the intake, like I said before, so I think I've got those numbers pretty well. That's what I'm going to try and hit. And the beauty is that since I'm playing around with this JB weld between packing and grinding and packing and grinding, I feel fairly confident that those are the numbers that I'm going to hit. That's how I'm gonna work till that. And then once I get all that intake stuff finally taken care of, we'll be ready to bolt this on. So that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. I'll see y'all in the next one.